everybody, what is up? It is Berlin. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? Happy Sunday. Sorry I have not been on for a couple of days, but I've been busy with work in the outside world, offline. So I'm back now to get into a little James Charles tea with you. James Busted Ass Charles is at it again. Now, I know some people have already talked about this, already made videos about it, but it's what I do over here on my channel. So I'm going to jump on here and talk about it too. James Charles recently travelled to Vegas. Now, James Charles, during his trip to Vegas, he went to the airport and this happened.
Something that I simply just did not understand is how, as a society, we have agreed to just let airlines get away with scamming people. So I'm at the airport checking in for my flight, as per usual, and I put my bag on the scale before checking it. And she goes, "Ooh, sorry, babe, it's 51 pounds, it's gonna be $100. I said, "You can't just let it slide, please?" She goes, "No, sorry, it's overweight, you're gonna have to pay $100 or take something out." I said, "Absolutely fucking not am I paying $100 for this." So I unzipped my bag, I removed one pair of socks, one sole pair of socks, and a straightening iron. Zip it back up, put it back on the scale, magically 49 pounds. I need my scale at home to lie to me like that because that is some bullshit. I could understand if it was like a gravity thing and they're like, "Oh, the bags are too heavy, so the plane is literally going to fall out of the sky." Like, obviously we don't want that to happen, but how could it be a gravity thing if the bags are still going on the plane? They're just below the plane as opposed to in the overhead compartment. It's still equally as heavy. It's not going to tip over. Like, what the fuck?
So there you go. You got James Charles complaining. Oh, his bag was over the limit and there was no way that he was going to pay $100. Girl, James Charles is not, poor. James Charles is not strapped for cash. James Charles could easily afford $100 for a little bit of excess weight in his bag because James Charles is, at the end of the day, a millionaire. He's got more money than I will ever see in my life. It's kind of normal that when you get to the airport, the airline person who's putting your bag on the scales will say, "Oh, hang on, your bag's a little bit overweight." That has happened to so many people, normal pedestrians, civilians. But James Charles had to make a TikTok, had to kick up a fuss about it because he's James Charles and he thought that the airline should let it slide for him because he's such a massive celebrity. Girl, James, really? I was like, wow, what is that? You want some kind of special privileges because you're James Charles when every normal Tom, Dick and Harry would have to pay the excess or take stuff out of their bag and, go on their business quietly about their day. But oh no, not James Charles. James Charles had to be the one to make a TikTok, make a fuss about the situation. And it's not as if James Charles wasn't trying to charge $500 in 2019 for a meet and greet with his fans. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was really big news at the time when it all happened. 2019, James Charles said that he'd be doing a meet and greet with his fans. Tickets went up, they were advertised, and they were $500, girl. $500 busted dollars to watch James Charles sing a song, and we all know that she can't sing. We all know that James Charles cannot sing. But it was $500 to watch James Charles probably covering a Dua Lipa song and then getting to meet and greet with him. $500 fucking dollars. I don't think so. Now, I went to meet Jeffree Star and Mitchell at a beauty event. I got to see Mitchell paint Jeffree Star's face full glam. And then I got to do a meet and greet with them both afterwards. And it didn't cost me $500. So I don't know where James Charles ever got off thinking that he could charge $500 fucking dollars for his fans who are, let's not forget, James Charles's fans are all mostly kind of 12 to 14-year-olds. I don't know where he thought his fans were going to find the money. $500 to go to a meet and greet just to watch him do a busted little song and then take a photo with him. Like, it wasn't even doing makeup, I think. It was just for a photo opportunity and watch James Charles talk on stage for a little bit and do a busted cover of Dua Lipa. We've all seen that clip of James Charles where he's singing that Dua Lipa song badly. We've all seen it. We really don't need any more music from James Charles. Nope. stick to makeup, you know. But also, James Charles, while he's been on this trip to Vegas, there have been some pictures of him with what looks like kids. Now, James Charles, of course, we all know he's been in the controversy for sexting minors. And here he is, having taken pictures on his most recent trip with minors after he admitted in 2021 to sexting minors, at least 2. And then here's James Charles with minors. It's a little bit like, you know, this is a little bit creepy. This is making me feel a little bit sick, you know. I really don't understand why James Charles still has a platform at all. I really don't. But here he is with minors, doing a little photo opportunity, little meet and greet. Sorry, that little bit of hair is annoying me. Yes, I've gone for a very kind of MySpace throwback look today. That is what this is. That's what it's supposed to be. MySpace throwback with my little Hello Kitties and skeleton hands, tiara, and all of that in my hair, and then the coloured stripes. So that is what this look is meant to be today. It is my MySpace throwback because I grew up on MySpace with Jeffree Star, doing music on MySpace and all of that. So I have very fond memories of that time period. I went on live on IG earlier and did this makeup with a friend of mine. So yeah, we were doing MySpace throwback looks. So that explains why I look like this today. But yeah, back to James Charles. James Charles out in society, meeting minors when he's been in trouble for sexting minors. Other drama channels have spoken up about this. I saw Dustin Daly made a TikTok about this, saying, okay, well, why have we as a society still allowed James Charles to be free and not be arrested? Which, in actuality, yeah, what James Charles did, sexting those minors, where he lives, California. I've said it before and I'll probably have to say it again. It is illegal and James Charles definitely should have been arrested. He absolutely should have been arrested. But oh no, YouTube continues to let him upload weekly, all of that. But it's just like the gall of you, James Charles, to think that just because you're James Charles, when you get on an airplane, you're exempt from paying the excess fee for your baggage being too heavy. Just because you're James Charles, you're complaining that that's a scam, when in actuality, it's not a scam, is it? Come on, like, we all know, you and I, regular people, we all know that it's like a safety thing. You know, there's a weight limit for a reason when you take your bags onto an airplane. But oh no, Sister Charles just thinks that, you know, he should be allowed to do what he wants. You know, he's in charge of the plane. Yeah, right. I think James really needs to get over himself on this one and remember, he is somebody who does makeup on YouTube for a living. He is not Beyonce. He is not Dua Lipa, although he tried to be. He is not Tina Turner. He is not Whitney Houston, you know, but I think that James's ego definitely gets the better of him and he thinks he's this complete megastar when in reality, not a lot of people outside of the YouTube realm actually know who James Charles is. If I went and said James Charles to my mum, to my brother, they wouldn't have a clue. They don't know what a Jeffree Star is, what a James Charles is. They don't know. Okay, so like, James, you think you're some megastar when really it's like all your fans are 12 to 14-year-olds. You know, they're not like everybody, you know, not a household name. James Charles, people who shop at Morphe, who bought his palette, yeah, they might know who he is, probably because they watched his YouTube channel. But everybody else in the world, you know, doesn't know who James Charles is. People who aren't fans of YouTube, no idea who James Charles is. You know, to them, he's irrelevant. He could be anyone. But, oh yeah, just because he's James Charles, he thinks he should be allowed to make the law when he gets on an airplane. Girl, humble yourself, James. Time for a slice of humble pie. Really, James? So, Jamie Charlie giving us all a lesson in how to be a privileged white brat, as per usual. Come on, it's nothing new. This is what James Charles does. You know, he acts entitled and then expects to get sympathy or expects to get let off the hook for things. James, your time is up. You know, people are not going to keep letting him off and letting him off and letting him off for things when he's continually doing stuff like this. It's like, no, come on, James. You know you're problematic. Just stop being problematic. It's really not that hard, you know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop this little video right here. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon on my next one. Take care. Have a good Sunday.